Acidman is one of those, as Jill Scott said one time many years ago, a wood fire burning type of movie rather than like a microwave. So while it takes a while to warm up, once the character Maggie starts to be honest and her father Lloyd opens up, it becomes a very beautiful father-daughter story. So to summarize the film, Maggie is going through a very hard time right now. She was married and should be happy, yet a part of her wants to run away. So giving into this feeling, she runs away and finds her very elusive father named Lloyd. She tries to reconnect with him after many years being absent and him just being completely off the grid. But the years haven't necessarily been kind to Lloyd. He was once a notable engineer with a certain level of brilliance, but he has now become very obsessed with aliens in a way that has made it so that it's not clear if he's still out there or not. And with him beginning the process of trying to communicate with the aliens, this increasingly worries Maggie, who feels like the only way she can really understand herself is to understand the man who left her when she was a child. So, in the process of trying to reconnect with him, you can see Maggie sometimes comes to the point of it being difficult to be around him and speak with him and not feel like she's supporting some of his dangerous ideas. But with being unable to deny their past and current connection, both parties continue to try to figure out a way to reconcile despite some of the obstacles that are in the way of that. So, when it comes to Acidman, it's not rated, but just know that there's cursing throughout, but it's not gratuitous. There is an attack on a dog, so if you're a dog lover or animal lover, just be prepared for that. There is no sexual content. And in terms of anything miscellaneous, there is smoking. So when it comes to the highlight, it's the reconciliation between a father and daughter without it feeling like there's any type of accolade push here. When it comes to Acidman, as much as you can tell that Maggie's dealing with feelings of abandonment and insecurity, we don't see all of that yelling at each other in grandeur monologues or anything like that. With their shared history, there's almost a feeling that both are walking on eggshells a little bit. For Lloyd, who has long grown accustomed to being alone, there is this push and pull between wanting to let Maggie in to have her learn about the aliens and have someone who may perhaps get it, yet also this fear that she may reject him as so many other people have done and call him crazy or part of what he does crazy, which honestly may be too grand of an attack to recover from, even though he's kind of gotten used to it from the locals. Then with Maggie, it isn't clear whether she has friends or is close to her mom or brother who are noted in this film, but you can tell there's a longing and a bind that makes her feel connected to her dad, even if he did abandon her, probably just when she was starting to feel really secure and comfortable in a relationship and felt as a family they were perhaps in this ideal state. So while he tries to keep her at arm's length and she disagrees with how he lives his life, you can see that she feels the need to push through the disagreements and search for that man she loved so deeply as a kid to perhaps heal these wounds that are causing her to be unable to have the kind of relationship with her now husband. And honestly, the combination leads to a movie that admittedly is very slow, especially early on when it's about the aliens and all that, but once that all gets moved to the side and this becomes about the deep-rooted pain between them, it is such a beautiful tale to watch. But again, in terms of on-the-fence topic, I gotta be very clear, this is a very slow movie to start. Lloyd and Maggie have their walls up, and even as Lloyd opens up about potentially communicating about aliens, the film doesn't pick up the pace. It's not until Lloyd kind of gets tired of Maggie kind of like latch on to him and not really speak about why the hell did she put such an effort into finding him, that's when the film starts to open up. We learn something beyond she came because she was worried about him, and with that, the film starts to exhibit the stuff we mentioned in the highlights. Well, the highlight. So overall, Acidman is a wood-burning stove type of film that, once it gets past the awkwardness of its leads reconnecting in a sci-fi angle which doesn't really work that well, we get a beautiful focus on a father-daughter relationship and the film gets to flourish.